Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to review the Vastar Soldering Station. I got it off of Amazon for about $40 Canadian. I think it's a good value considering all the stuff that you get with it. I'll put a link in the description. You can check that out if you so choose. It has a maximum output of 60 watts and a maximum temperature of just under 900 degrees Fahrenheit. So in the kit, you get your instruction manual, you get your station with an on-off button. You got your knob to adjust the temperature. Now it doesn't tell you what each of these settings means in terms of temperature, but if maximum is 900 degrees, then each one of these should be a range of approximately 112 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know if that's true or accurate, but that is just a mathematical estimation. You get your coil to hold the soldering iron in place. It doesn't touch anywhere. The tip doesn't touch anywhere, so that's a good thing. And all you have to do is just push that into the plastic, and that's your only assembly required. It comes with a mesh tip cleaner as well as a foam cleaner. The soldering iron does have a tip already installed, and it does come with 5 extra tips, which range from large to very fine. Comes with a pair of very fine tip tweezers, which I like. And of course, it comes with a spool of solder. I don't know how good the quality is. I imagine it's probably not great. 0.6 millimeters, 60% grade. There's not a whole lot of it on there, but I like the thickness and it should do what I need it to do. So I should say that I am not a professional soldering guru. I kind of fall closer to the beginner stage, but I have soldered before. And I think if you're just getting into the soldering, or you've got a project that requires you to buy a soldering iron, this should be a good representation of how good this is. Because if I can do it, it means you can do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is change the tip to one that I'm going to use more appropriately. Let's use our tweezers. So I'm going to be using this very fine tip. I think it's like a number 7 or something. I'm not 100% sure, but to remove this, or to change the tip, just unscrew this right here. Pull that one off. I like these tweezers, I tell you. That is our heating element right there. And then we can put hold down back in place. And just like that, we're ready to go. So now I'll go ahead and plug it in. And it looks like there's not a bad amount of length in the cord, but for my purposes, I will need to use an extension cord. And we will turn it on. I like that this is illuminated so you know that it's on. So I had the idea to use this temperature gun to measure the tip temperature, but it is not reading correctly. I mean, it is a lot warmer than 72 degrees. I'm not sure why it's not working properly. Maybe it's just because it's too small, but the tip has definitely changed color since it's been on. And so I am positive this is hot enough to melt solder at this point, but it would be nice to know just how hot the tip was actually getting. So the next step is to get our cleaners ready. And I'm just going to put a little bit of water on this foam. I'll let that soak in. We tin the tip of that. So we're going to take a little bit of 22 gauge wire. This is actually, I mean, you get what you pay for sometimes. And this is quite cheap. And it has a very thick shielding to it for some reason. But we'll put a little bend in it. Maybe a little bend towards the inside. Like that. Might be a little long, so we'll clip that. Okay. This is supposed to be pre-tinned wire, so this should just go on to what we're going to test. I was being really delicate in trying to solder out the edge of the track because just the little amount of pressure was pushing it away. There's just no weight to it. So I put the spool of wire on it just to hold it down while I wire this on. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but that, guys, is a successful joint. So I'm now going to try this on setting basically 7.5. I can tell that it's not hot, but there is some warmth in the tip around here. This part feels quite hot, but I can feel the heat around here. It's not bad, but it's there. Well, I'm going to need some practice on that one. I'm going to crank that down to 6.5. So on this occasion, I'm going to go ahead and tin the, even though this is supposed to be pre-tinned wire, I'm going to go ahead and tin it anyways. I think it'll help the flow quite a bit. Far better result on that third one. Obviously, after we've used it, we want to clean our tip. Put that in there, and we'll shut it off. So my conclusions from this initial test of the Vastar Soldering Station are very positive. For 40 bucks, you get a very capable soldering station. On-off button, a good holder, good cleaning materials, and adjustable temperature, which I think is very valuable. It's powerful, 60 watts. You get a spool of solder, which just happens to be the exact size I think I need. You get a nice pair of tweezers, which are very handy. The extra tips are great. I already used one in there. I mean, I don't know, number 7 or not, whatever it is. But the fine tip one I felt was going to be better for my application, which of course was going to be the railroad track, so model railroading, especially for N scale. Now this is code 80 track, I believe, and my main layout is code 55, which is much smaller, so that fine tip is going to be very useful. As for the results, on the first try at setting number 5, it was more than enough to heat up the solder just fine, and I thought the solder was not too bad, even if it was my first one. Second one, I cranked it up to, I think, 7.5 or 8, so it would be plus 800 degrees Fahrenheit. It did feel like it was a little hot. I kept it on a little long, but it did start to melt the plastic in here. And for sure, the worst solder joint that I put it together. And the last one, I used a lot less solder, and whatever, setting number 6 or so. And by far, my best result. So for my application, it seems very capable. I also do soldering of automotive wiring in the range of 8 or 6 gauge at the least, maybe even thicker. And I think this station will be fully capable of doing those jobs as well. So recommended, absolutely. Is there better stuff out there? I'm certain there is, but again, 40 bucks. Look what you get. So if you like the video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe for more videos, and thanks for watching.